Karmelo, keep your head up high. Dark clouds rolling, but they pass on by. Some days feel heavy, some nights feel long, but deep down inside, you gotta stay strong. People talk loud, people choose their side. Truth takes time, it don't have to hide. When the road gets rough and the world feels cold, hold on tight, don't let go. You didn't wake up looking for pain, but sometimes trouble falls like rain. Tears may fall, but don't lose sight. Morning always follows night. God got you. God got you. When the whole world feels against you, keep your faith and keep pushing through. God got you. God got you. You didn't mean no harm. Ooh, harm found you. Keep your head, young man, and let your spirit stay true. Ooh, this right here, an evil plan, but God got you, hold his hand. Don't let fear steal your light away. Every storm ain't built to stay. Stand up tall, keep your heart sincere. Better days are getting in. Every trial got a lesson inside. Every mountain got another side. And when you feel like giving in, remember where your strength begins. Ooh, keep believing. Ooh, keep breathing. The road gets hard, but grace is real. God knows every hurt you feel. Ooh, don't surrender. Ooh, remember, you are more than this moment in time. Keep your faith and let it shine. God got you. God got you. God got you. God got you. Even when you don't know what to do, keep your faith and keep pushing through. Pushing through. God got you. God got you. You didn't mean no harm. Ooh, harm found you. Keep your head, young man, and let your spirit stay true. Ooh, this right here, an evil plan, but God got you, hold his hand. Stay strong, young man, don't let go, don't bend. The night won't last forever. God got you in the end.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your daily vitamins. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right. Hello, Juju, Claudette, Francine. Okay, Quiet Storm, Ashgan is here. All right, Mr. Elevation, Lillian X, Deronda, Desmond. Okay, let's get into it. Buckhorse DC. All right, everybody hit that like button. I see you, Nubia Ra. All right, let's get into it. Cyrus, we the people. All right, Pretty Wings. James is here. Okay. With that all being said, I see you just right. So let's get ready to get this party started. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Okay. And Chris, I see you, beloved. Now, with that all being said, hold on. Hold on, give me just a second. I'm trying to clean my glasses. Okay, so before we get started, let's have a brief word from my sponsor at 12 Tribes.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Okay, so don't forget you can purchase 12 Tribes Hair Oil at Etsy.com. Just look for Lisa Kratz. You can also find it at Walmart.com. And don't forget that she sells beard oil as well. Okay, so with that all being said, let's get ready to get into this first story I want to talk about. There were 71 girls found in a drain in New York. Okay, and I find this very interesting because if you all remember, it was maybe about 2 or 3 years ago that I reported there were tunnels under one of the synagogues in New York, and people said they heard sounds like someone shuffling. This is what residents who lived in the area said. Sound like they would hear people talking, like people were moving through those tunnels. Well, now there were 71 girls. Dozens of girls emerged from drain after wandering into a tunnel on a school trip. Okay, that all sounds crazy, but let's get into it.
At a popular Rockland County restaurant, dozens of young schoolgirls unexpectedly emerged from a drain in the patio after taking an unauthorized trek underground. Naveen Dhaliwal has this story from Nyack.
What started as an ordinary day for Hudson House restaurant owner Matt Hudson in Nyack quickly turned into something he never expected.
I was in the office when we heard kids chattering. Where is that coming from?
What he found was astonishing. Dozens of young girls climbing out of a drain where a creek runs under in the courtyard behind his restaurant.
So sure enough, we came back here into the patio, looked here, and it was filling up with kids. They were fine, but they were excitedly talking. They were happy to be getting out of here.
According to Mayor Joe Rand, the girls were part of a school trip visiting Nyack Memorial Park when they entered this massive drainage tunnel, which collects much of the village's stormwater runoff.
So they saw the culvert, they saw the cave, and they thought, let's go take a look, see what's there. And they started walking, and they just kept walking.
The mayor says the group traveled roughly half a mile through the dark culvert on rocks and uneven terrain before safely finding the exit at the restaurant.
Everybody was safe, and I'm so grateful for that. I'm grateful for the first responders. But it was dangerous. They shouldn't have been doing it because it's cloudy now. We could have gotten rain this afternoon, and if it rains, this thing gets much more powerful, and the water could have really picked up on them.
For Hudson, it's a day he won't forget.
We've been here almost 36 years, as I mentioned, and we thought we saw it all, but no, there's still some surprises here.
The mayor says he'll be reviewing safety measures at this culvert site, and he's reminding residents and visitors that drainage culverts are not for recreational use. In Nyack, Naveen Dhaliwal, CBS News.
I don't know about you all. But that sounds so far-fetched to me. So they just walked, like Reggie said. Reggie said all of them just walked into a cave. That sounds hella suspect. And where were the chaperones, the teachers? No one noticed they were missing, that they all just went on some excursion into a tunnel? Like, make it make sense.
So you mean to tell me that these 71 girls were in New York just doing some tunnel exploration dressed like this and just happened to pop up in a tunnel underneath of a synagogue yet again? 71 girls rescued today in New York City, and the question is, the official narrative is that they were doing some tunnel exploration from the park and got lost and had to be rescued. Tunnel exploration dressed like that? I'm not buying it. What is going on with these synagogues and these tunnels and children? It's very suspicious. I'm not making any accusations here, but you tell me down in the comments. What do you think these girls were doing in a tunnel underneath a synagogue in Brooklyn, New York?
Okay, I have several questions. It definitely sounds suspicious. Okay. Now, before we get into the receipts, I want you all to pay attention to this. And when you say something about Kyle Rittenhouse to these people, and yes, I said Rittenhouse, they say, oh, that doesn't have anything to do with Karmelo's case. Oh, yeah, it does. Okay, because both of them were the same age at the time of their crimes. Okay. Kyle Rittenhouse didn't get any real consequences. Acquitted in an act that they deemed as self-defense. They never said one word. They never made it a big issue or deal that he was in illegal possession of that gun. Okay, that it was purchased by a straw buyer, that he traveled across the state lines with it. They didn't make that a big deal, but they made such a big deal about a weapon that they claim Karmelo used that was not illegal. Okay, you are allowed to have that. Many of the children have them. Okay, I want you all to pay attention. But not only that, we know how they do Black teens in the system. They don't show them any mercy, but they have all of the empathy and sympathy for the ones who look like them. Let's not forget the case that I told you all about with Kason Allison, who stabbed a young man. I think his name was Joe Ramirez. He stabbed him at least 4 to 6 times, and he died. Now, he got sentenced to 10 years, but I do believe that it's been reduced now to like 3. Okay. But also, let's talk about Khalif Rikers and how they did him. Remember, Khalif was in Rikers Island, and for something he didn't even do.
Is of a boy named Timothy Hudson, and one is of a boy named Khalif Browder. One of them spent time at Rikers. I'm going to assume that you probably already know who that is. Let me tell you why. The one child, the one with the darker skin tone, was falsely accused of stealing a backpack, was sent to Rikers, spent 3 years there before he was released. While he was there, he suffered torment, solitary confinement, and then when released, took his own life because of most likely what he suffered while he was in there. The other one is safely at home right now after being charged with unaliving and essaying his stepsister on a Carnival cruise. And the judge said he should get to go home and be with his family while they await trial. The system is set up to hurt Black and brown people. The system is set up to protect white men and white men only. So please stop pretending there aren't two systems, because there are. If this boy is allowed to be at home, that one should have never, ever.
Okay, so now with that all being said, they charged Kason Allison with criminally negligent homicide. That's why he only got 10 years, and his lawyers are in the process. As of the last report that I found was from February of 2026, his lawyers are trying to get that reduced. Okay, so I think now what's happening is the truth is coming out slowly but surely. People are finding out that this was a whole fraud. Okay, people are finding out that this was a whole fraud. It was a whole setup, and the setup continues. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but Warden Metcalf at the prison that Karmelo's at, okay, they say he was transferred. Well, they're saying that this man is related to the Metcalfs. Now, I don't know. I don't want to sit up here and lie, but they could just have the same last name. But I find that interesting. Okay, I find that all interesting. And here's the prison right here. Pookie said, did his mother drive over there? I'm not sure. You talking about Karmelo's mom? Hold on. That's the wrong thing. My bad. Hold on. I don't know, beloved. But I want to hear what this judge has to say. I want to hear what Judge Roach has to say, because he was interviewed. Here he is right here. This is the supposed warden, and that's the prison right there. Okay, his name is Talon Metcalf. He's a senior warden. Now, mind you, he is in the what do they call that units? The James J.H. Byrd units. That's the part that he's in charge of. Okay. So now they say that's where Karmelo is supposed to be going to. And as I said, they're claiming this man is not related to the Metcalfs, but some people are saying that, in fact, he's a first cousin. Now, I can't substantiate it because I don't know him and I don't know them. I'm just telling you all what the rumors are. J Love the Queen said, your son was in the Byrd unit? Really? Okay, so now with that all been said, let's go Let's go to these two raccoons first. There's two raccoons, a man and a woman, and they're both saying that people are pretending that this case is about race. Let's get into it. Okay, we're pretending it's not really about race. Everything's about race in this country, sadly, and it isn't our fault. Okay, we're just the victims of it. Please pay attention. Okay, so here we go. Pretending Carmelo Anthony verdict is a race issue is what groups live for. That's what Black people said. These two raccoons. Okay, so let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please. Don't forget to like and share. Thank you in advance.
Is a former tenured professor at Princeton and Vanderbilt Universities. Horace Cooper is the chairman of Project 21. That's a Black leadership network with conservative values. They both join us here. Horace, good to see you. What is your...
Y'all heard what they said, right? Conservative values. Okay, so that tells us all that we need to know.
Message to those that we saw outside this courthouse and those that have taken this insane position on this case and this crime?
Well, I'm not as optimistic as Nick Sorter is. I believe that these hustlers are just biding their time. They're going to keep agitating. They're going to use social media. And then we're going to start seeing people paid to come in and protest. The facts are clear. When you provoke an incident and then kill someone as a result of it, you will be found guilty.
First of all, I'd love to see how he comes to the conclusion that Melo provoked it. If you're sitting there minding your business and someone approaches you talking crazy, okay, I'm sorry, they're the provocateur. You see how he's doing this? Please pay attention. These people are some silly raccoons. But let's continue.
Not just the state of Texas. This is a common rule anywhere in the United States. Pretending that this is a race issue is the very type of destructive thing that many of these groups live for and dream for.
You can go into the whitest areas of this country as a white man, pick a fight with a Black man. He puts a hand on you and you kill him. You are going to prison, probably for longer than 35 years. I think there was a tremendous amount of restraint in that sentencing, and the fact that he's got only 17 and a half until he's eligible for parole. Dr. Swain, wanted to get your thoughts after watching this case.
Well, I'm very concerned about the Black community. I have spoken before about Black crime. It seems to be reaching levels that I've never seen before in my lifetime.
Okay, lady, now you know she's lying. She's saying that Black crime is reaching levels she's never seen before in her lifetime. Crime is actually down. The crime rate is actually down. So she is a liar who lies. And first of all, why is she bringing up specifically Black crime? Okay, so other people don't commit crimes, only Black folk? Oh, okay. But let's continue.
And I believe that that subset of people who have been fully indoctrinated by white progressives to believe that they're always the victim, everything is racism, there is no responsibility expected of Black people. I think that something has...
Wow, this lady is really flipping the script. She said there's no responsibility on Black people. So I'm sorry. I thought we were the ones oppressed. I thought that we were the ones that were filling up the prisons, and not just because we're committing crimes, but sometimes there's wrongful convictions. And there was this little thing called mass incarceration. Do y'all hear this? Now, they deemed crack as a crime, and the people who were on it were criminalized. But when it comes to the white folk in this opioid crisis and fentanyl, well, that's a health crisis. Okay, please pay attention to the disparities of it all. This lady sounds real crazy, talking about she's concerned about the Black community. Are you? Are you? That's the lady Jasmine Crockett Clown. Well, she should have. She should have. And thank you for that, beloved, and your contribution to the channel. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings. Look at the three of them.
To be done about that. And I believe that this case could spark a conversation that would cause people to look more introspectively towards the Black community, Blacks as well as the white progressives that seem to relish these kinds of incidents, because we know that with Marxism, it's all about conflict. Exactly. So they want to keep conflict alive. And what is happening is that whites and blacks are becoming more suspicious of one another. Even people that are totally innocent, they don't know because there's so much violence coming from the community. We don't talk openly about Black crime. We need to.
Since when don't they talk openly about Black crime? Do you all hear this, Raccoon? She said they don't talk openly about it. Of course they do. They use propaganda, okay, to racially profile us and act like we're all just thugs and rug dealers. Okay, that's what they do. They absolutely talk about it all the time. And they talk about Black on Black crime as if crimes are not about proximity and there's no such thing as white on white crime, Mexican on Mexican, Asian on Asian. It's only Black on Black crime. Please pay attention. When the white people kill each other, just about the same rate as Black people kill each other. It's like 83% for them and like 86 for us. So it's neck and neck, literally. But they want to use us to be demonized and vilified and act like, oh, Black on Black crime. When they really don't give a crap about Black on Black crime, they absolutely love it, okay? They absolutely love it. But let's continue.
It needs to be addressed, and people need to pay tough penalties.
Yeah.
We need to fill up the prisons if that's what it takes.
They are.
Yeah, well said. Horace, the continual focus on victimhood that we see, again, from the race hustlers, like you said, even in a story.
They said the continued victimhood from the race hustlers. Now I want y'all to pay attention. How come they're not talking about how Jeff Metcalf called Karmelo a watermelon felon? And how he talked and disparaged Black folk. How come they're not talking about that and having that conversation? They're trying to paint these devils as angels. They're trying to act like Austin was so nice and sweet, he wouldn't hurt a fly. You know, all he did was poke him real soft. And then he took out a knife and stabbed him. That's the narrative that they have painted this entire time. And to see Black people sitting up here helping them to push the BS, it is absolutely sickening and so nefarious. But let's continue.
This obvious. It's like a fabricated reality that is being used as the blame for what I think is an obvious cultural decline that we've seen in that community. If you're a victim, then the behavior that we see see the homicide rates are so bad. We see so many issues in that.
I know damn well they're not sitting up here trying to go in on Black people, talking about the homicide rates are so bad. Okay, let's talk about it. First of all, who commits all of the arson? Who commits the most of the assaults? Who commits most of the rapes? Them. You can look it all up. Who commits most of the serial killings? Them. What about the mass shootings and the school shootings? Them. The only thing we really have them beat at is robbery and burglary. And that's a fact. Who are the most ones likely to be PDF files? Them. They talking about that. They're going to sit here and go in on the Black community? Really? Now they say that race isn't an issue. They say that people are pretending this is a race issue, but they're the ones talking about race. The Black race. Are y'all paying attention? Why aren't they talking about them equally? Why aren't they talking about the Black race and their crimes and the white race too? No, they're painting a very provocative narrative here to try to make Black people look as bad as they can. Like we're all just thugs and unchecked, and you can't come to our neighborhoods because there's no telling what's going to happen. Oh, the neighborhood is declining. The culture is declining. Is that what he said? Well, if the culture is declining so damn much, why are Klansmen wearing locks? Okay, I'm sorry. Let's not forget how they doctored Melo's picture, airbrushed it or whatever they did, so we couldn't see the bruising, the swelling, and all of that, and covered up his neck. Okay? Covered up his neck on the second picture. They are really trying to paint a narrative here, and I'm not going to stand for it, but let's continue.
Community that weren't there, always. They weren't always there. You blame it on victimhood, it gives you somewhere to put the blame.
So there's this juxtaposition. Yeah. America, if you are born here in the United States or managed to get here lawfully, this is a paradise. And yet it isn't a walk in the park. You must work, you must apply, you must sacrifice. And what the victimology mindset says is, you're sitting here in the Garden of Eden, but you're not going to have to work. You're not going to.
Oh my God, oh my God. When I tell you, I don't want to keep interrupting, but this is really ticking me off. He's literally acting like we're all lazy bums who don't work, when the studies show that Black women are the most educated in this country. Okay? This is all a load of BS. They cannot be foundational Black Americans. Okay, I'm sorry. Where are they really from? I don't believe it, but let's continue. These are some serious raccoons.
You have to make any effort. And if you're not thriving, it's white bigots' fault.
Right.
That is so terribly destructive. The truth of the matter is success strategies work regardless of whether you're Black, white, or brown. It takes effort. It takes striving. It takes applying. And if you're in a
First of all, let me just tell you all something. This is really upsetting me, but let me just keep my cool and say this. He said success strategies work, but it takes effort. Of course it does. But you have to factor in the fact of Karmelo Anthony. Let's use him for an example because that's who we're talking about, right? Okay, so Karmelo, basically, the time that he was waiting to go to trial, he was in college studying law. Okay, he was working 2 jobs as a high schooler. Okay, he had a 4.0 GPA. He was playing sports, football, and track. He was not problematic. He didn't have a criminal history. Now, I don't like the fact that they're trying to paint him as some thug who's out here selling illegal substances and carrying guns. And if you all remember, they started this propaganda and the smear campaign from the very start. I showed you all the picture where they had posted a guy who he looked similar to Karmelo, but clearly you knew it wasn't him. But they posted him in what looked like a dope house with a bunch of stuff around him with money and guns. And they said, oh, this is Karmelo Anthony, trying to paint him as a thug. Okay, this is all so egregious, honey. These people like them should be ashamed of themselves because what they in fact do, they end up perpetuating the negative stereotypes, okay, for people who look like me. And this is why we're racially profiled when we go certain places because they're talking about we've been indoctrinated by these progressives. No. What they're doing is they're indoctrinating people to believe that all Black people are devils and demons and inherently violent. When throughout history, we know who has been the most violent in the world, not just this country. We know who that is, and it has never been Black people. And the thing is, if we were even half as nefarious as they claim and try to paint us to be, don't you think that we would have gotten revenge on our oppressors a long time ago? Okay, I'm sorry. This is absolutely egregious. These are the people that have the hate crimes, they have the Klansmen and all of this, but we're the problem. Let's continue.
America, that will work for everyone.
Right. Dr. Swain, is it a stretch to say that, is it a stretch to say that the Black community in some ways is in a worse place than it was 60, 70 years ago when we had the civil rights movement? I think that, it seems like the community was stronger in itself. It was in a worse period of time, but was stronger during a darker time.
It was stronger. And I can say that after the election of Barack Obama and all the language about restorative justice and the lax system in the schools, as well as with people who were incarcerated, they were turned out, young people were not held in detention. All of this contributed to the situation where we are today. And this mindset that young Black people have, that's indoctrination. And when I look at someone like Jasmine Crockett, she should know better. I have seen in academia the more...
Okay, there it is. Now I see why they brought these 2 raccoons out, because Jasmine did that panel discussion. She was also on TMZ, and the video went viral where she was talking trash about the case and basically saying that it wasn't fair and all of that stuff. And that sparked a whole lot of talking, okay? And now they're upset. So now what they're trying to do, because they know that people view Jasmine Crockett as credible. So now what they're trying to do is this is damage control. So now they're trying to further demonize and vilify the Black community and make it seem as though Melo just came from a bad, from a bad upbringing or whatever. When the fact of the matter is that's what happened to Austin, sadly for him.
Extreme Blacks, the angriest Blacks, they were the ones that were always rewarded. That in some ways it seemed as if white progressives enjoyed the entertainment. And they fuel this stuff. They don't think it would touch them, but it touches everyone. And we're all responsible. And I think that we need to use this moment to address Black crime because it affects my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, and everyone else. It's not a racial matter.
No.
But it is a racial situation when the
See how she's double talking? How can it not be a racial matter, but it's a racial situation? Using trickery, using a play on words, playing with semantics. It's absolutely about race, and she keeps talking about race, the black race. So she sounds so obtuse. Okay, I'm glad this is almost done. They have like a few seconds
black
left, then they're out of
community
here.
is disproportionately involved in crime.
Yeah, it certainly is. Dr. Carol Swain, Horace
Wow.
Cooper from Project 21, thank you both. We appreciate you guys coming on.
I
You know,
bet
everybody's
you do.
reporting the
After
same.
they came out and trashed the black race. Let me tell you something. And let me tell you all something. Whenever they want people to make the black community look bad, what do? They get people like those raccoons right there. Because if black people are saying it about themselves, it has to be true. That's the narrative. Okay, please pay attention. That's how that goes. That's how that goes. Hold on. I'm setting the channel. Hold on just a second. Okay, now let's continue. We're going to go to this interview that the judge did, Judge Roach. I haven't watched this, but I want to hear what he has to say. Okay, here we go. Likes up, everyone. Please don't forget to like and share. Please get the likes up. Thank you.
Spell it.
My name is John Roach, Johnroach.
Now, I know the answers to that. I know the answer to that question, but I got to ask it for the record.
100%.
You've been on the bench for some time.
Yep, I've been on the bench for about 20 years.
20 years, and this is the end.
And then 6 months will be in the end.
Did you want to take on this trial?
I wanted the Collin County Judiciary to take on this trial. It was important to me to have somebody from Collin County preside over this Collin County case. So I didn't ask for it. No one, that's not how it works anyway.
Yeah.
I didn't ask for it, but I was certainly willing to do it because that was my duty.
In your conversations with, my guess it's an administrative judge who goes, I know they go down the list and they say, all right, it's your turn and it's your turn. As they go through all the conflicts of judges that may, potential conflicts, when they come and say, John, this may be yours, your first reaction is?
I'll take it. Every time. I think it's my job. It's my duty. That's what I was elected to do.
Yeah.
That's the oath that I took. And I'm going to do my job.
No consultation with your family or?
None.
No.
Nope.
And where does that come from?
I don't know. I think it's just duty. I think duty, whether that's duty in the Marine Corps or just duty to my family and stuff, I take duty really seriously. And I took this job to perform that duty. And if that's what I had to do, that's what I have to do.
Did you fully at the time grasp the enormity of that decision and the outside stuff?
I don't know. I think in some ways I did. I think in other ways I didn't. I certainly knew it was very, very important case within our community. I didn't think I realized the enormity of the social media and the media during the trial.
How long have you been prepping for this trial?
I've been prepping for this trial with the departments, with the Collin County system, with the sheriff's office and everybody for about 8 months.
Is that the longest you've ever had to prep?
100%.
Why?
Logistics. One of the critical pieces of this case where we had minors who were testifying. Prior to me getting the case, we had some of those witnesses doxxed and swatted and revealed on social media. I didn't want that to add to the already traumatic event they've been through. And I didn't want them to change their testimony or be uncooperative with people trying to call them as witness out of fear. And so my number one duty at that point in time getting the case was to how do we protect those minors who are critical to this case to come and testify.
I'm sure you've already read and know that one of your fellow judges has already been doxxed and swatted and all the things.
I did know that.
And still no reluctance from wanting to take it on.
None.
Yeah. The decision to not have cameras or any kind of streaming.
Let me say this. if anybody is being swatted, and I want you all to pay attention. Now, I don't know if they're actually being swatted or this is just something they're saying, but if anyone is being swatted, you can rest assured that it's the people in that town doing it. And I'm not talking about black folk. Okay, because black people don't do that stuff. That's what they do. They swat people. And they're likely doing that to stir more racial divide and make it look as though the black people are doing it. Okay, we are not the ones who harass and threaten people when things like this go on. That's what they all do. And we've seen them blatantly doing it all over the internet. Okay, but let's continue.
Was that an easy one?
Yes, it was an easy decision. And I'll tell you why. My primary goal in any case is to make sure that the defendant and the prosecution gets a fair trial, period. I have seen from other cases around the country where cameras in the courtroom changed the way that the judge acted, the lawyers acted, some of the witnesses acted, and we were not going to have that here.
Lies. That doesn't change the way they act. At the end of the day, and if you're a person of ethics and morals, why would you change the way you're acting because cameras are on? Okay, this man's lying, and at the end of the day, they didn't want cameras in there because they didn't want the world to see the truth of what happened inside of that court. Okay, that's what that was. Please pay attention.
We're going to really isolate the purpose for which we were here for, which is to have that fair trial. And cameras in the courtroom did not enter into that equation at all.
How much grief did you get from people around you about that decision?
I don't know. I don't listen to it. I just flat don't listen to what's going on the outside. I do what I think is right, no matter what decision that is. And I sleep well at night knowing if I follow the law, then everything works out like it's supposed to. And so these outside influences, all the noise from the outside, I really isolated myself from that in this case and in all cases, and just do my job, do the best I can, following the law.
How do you think we're talking with the attorneys, other attorneys outside of this. How do you think they describe you?
Strict, no nonsense, fair, and that to me is the most important part. I know for a fact when I make a decision here, people are unhappy. What I hope is when they walk out the door that they think they got a fair trial, or a fair hearing, or fair something. And if they do that, no matter what they think about me personally, then I've succeeded.
And you're okay with any of those characterizations?
I think they're fair.
Yeah. I hate to have to ask about stuff that emerges on social media, but I have to ask it. And I know you don't know of any of it because you're not on social media.
I'm on it. I mean, I'm an elected official, so I have a Facebook page and stuff. Do I look at it? Do I monitor it? Do I let it impact me? None, not at all.
So I have to ask, do you have a personal relationship with the Metcalfs?
I wouldn't know Mr. Metcalf prior to this trial if he walked up to me and said hello. I don't know the Metcalfs. I sympathize with the Metcalfs and what they've been through and all, but I don't know them personally.
As if he would tell us if he did, okay? As if he would tell us if he did.
Never have.
So these AI images emerging of you and them at a party or drinking together, all
Never
of that.
happened. And that's the problem with social media, isn't it? You can't tell what's true and what's not true. I will tell you, I got some reports of some things that were coming out of this courtroom, and I wondered to myself, were they even in the same courtroom that I was? It's that bad. And I think that's tragic because I think really if you just listen to the case based upon the facts, you'd understand it so much better.
Do you think it reinforced your decision to not have cameras or streaming inside this?
Sort of. I will tell you this. Sometimes I think maybe I should have at least the audio streamed or something so people could hear it. But at the end of the day, I don't think no matter what, people are going to distort whatever happens or whatever they hear into their own agenda. And so what's the point? And again, that noise affects people, affects the fairness of the trial, the safety of the witnesses, the safety of the jury. And those are my primary concerns, not what social media says. It's not my duty. I don't think it's my job to feed social media or the media stuff. I certainly understand the role that media plays in a case like this, but I'm not here to feed it. And I took that very, very seriously.
But Judge, when people don't have access to the trial or the courtroom, doesn't it invite speculation?
Well, sort of, but I got 70 seats in my courtroom, and I had 200 requests by the media to sit in the courtroom. So let's say if I just entertain the press, then I have nobody from the public watching what's going on in their
That's not what he asked him. Now listen to how he's trying to deflect from the question. The question was, if he had cameras in the courtroom, then there wouldn't be so much speculation. And that's the point. Okay. Now he's talking about how many seats he had in the courtroom. Nobody asked him that. Pay attention. Does he not want to answer the question?
County. And so I had to do a balance between the media's right to know and to be able to report what's going on, because I think that's extraordinarily important. I think it's important that the general public had access to the courtroom and to see what was going on. And so I tried to balance all those things with the primary, again, purpose of having a fair trial. And I think I struck that balance pretty well.
He's full of crap. I'm done listening to him. Moving on. I'm done listening to him sitting up here lying. Okay, he knows darn well he didn't answer that question. Did you all notice that, right? Totally deflected and gaslit. Went to talking about 200 seats or 200 requests and only 70 seats. Nobody asked you that. Okay, we want to know why you didn't have cameras in that courtroom, because then nobody would have to speculate. We wouldn't have to sit here and be guessing what really happened. Everybody wouldn't be having different stories. Everybody would have seen it for themselves. Okay? And most of these people who are talking trash, the people that are pro-Austin, okay, these people don't care about the truth. They just want a black person to pay. These types of people, the MAGA crew, those type of minions, they don't care about facts and proof. How many times in history have they murdered innocent black people for something that a white person absolutely did? Every one of the race riots, that's at least plenty of the times, and more than that. But they're always making black people pay for the sins of the white man in this country. That's what they do. Okay, but hold on, because I have a very interesting video I'm going to play for you all in a moment. But first, let's go to Dr. Candice Matthews to see what she had to say about all of this. I haven't listened to this yet. I saw it earlier, so I sent it to my email. But it looks like she was holding a press conference. Okay, here we go. Modern day lynching. Dr. Matthews calls for appeal after Karmelo Anthony sentenced to 35 years. And like stuff, everyone, please don't forget to like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, here we go.
Okay, I'm gonna do a testing 1, 2, 3. Let me know that you got everything. If everything is clear.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all come on. Yeah, because they need to be able to see. Yeah, y'all come on. Y'all stand around.
Okay.
Stand around.
Okay. Praise be.
Okay. Testing 1, 2, 3. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready, y'all. Ready? Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Candice Matthews. I am the National Minister of Politics for the New Black Panther Nation. And I'm also a national renowned human civil rights activist, advocate, and author. I'm here today because I was summoned by the community. What I seen in the past week and a half was a new era, real live lynching that happened with Karmelo Anthony. Now, I had a lot of people reaching out to me on social media. I had a lot of people tagging me and everything because I cannot be everywhere at one time. I'm all over the United States.
That's right.
But the thing is that when I seen that they had an actual activist and they had a legal team and they didn't have no black people on the jury, that would not have happened on our watch. I don't understand how that was even able to go further than that. That should have went to the First Court of Appeals. Then after the First Court of Appeals, then it go to the Fifth Circuit Court. We would have took it all the way to the Supreme Court. That didn't happen. Another thing that I looked at is that we had people here that were paid to be moles to create chaos. See, we used to dealing with that when we on our activism travels across this United States. That would not have happened on our watch. But again, let's be clear. Everything happens for a reason. But one thing I want to let the community know, just because I wasn't here doesn't mean I wasn't working. We were working behind the scenes because we knew that this was a setup from the beginning.
Yes.
We knew that they was going to find him guilty. We didn't know that it was going to be 35 years though, but we knew that it was going to be something that was going to be egregious.
Yes.
And that's why I want to give a shout out to Charleston White. I want to give a shout out to Brother Cornell X, because all of us got together so we can help this family to be able to get the proper legal team that's needed. And what we do, we're not going to push a legal team on you. We're going to give you the top of the notch, creme de la creme, and you pick who you want to fit for you.
Yes.
Okay? And that is exactly what we're doing right now at this time. Now, we know that they was running everything real quick with this case, because I thought everything was going to be done today. I thought it was going to be done today. It was 2 days ago. And guess what? I couldn't be here for that day because guess what? Because as an activist, when you hold people accountable, they set traps for you. Yeah. I had to be in court for a case that they was trying to set me up on that got dismissed on. Okay? But guess who here today?
Yep. Dr. Matthews.
Okay? So when you're dealing with a case of this magnitude, you have to have an experienced activist. You have to have an experienced legal team. And that's exactly what we saw, okay? And I'm not trying to step on nobody's toes. It is what it is. Now we are at this point where I seen a DA, I seen a judge, I seen the Metcalf family, I seen my people, and the whole United States seen what happened here. So now where we are is what the next steps. Because see, I'm not going to do no press conference with no rah-rah. I don't have time for that. Now it's about action and plans of action. What I seen was that this young man, I've worked on several cases, criminal cases. I have never seen no inmate that's in a county jail going to TDC the very next day. Normally it takes 30, 60, 90 days before.
That's right. That's what I told you all. They already transferred him. Okay, they already transferred him.
Before you are able to get on their chain to go to TDC. They hurry up and got this baby out of here. Then another thing that we also seen, that's why I'm bringing this information to you. What we also seen was that they already gave him a public defendant for the appeal. So this is why this is very evident and this is important, why I had to come here, so you don't get no misinformation. So now what's happening is that we have to ensure that there is the right, correct legal team to help in this process, because we can't have no more ball dropping, y'all. We cannot, because we have a young man life that's at stake at this time. Now, I'm not finna get into retrying this case because that happened then. We are here now. We are here dealing with the appeals process. This is what we own, and the time clock starts now. The fight starts now. The fight starts now, people. This is not something that we just have to be, no. This is serious. This is serious.
Hold on. Someone said that they saw them post. You saw someone post that they moved him for safety to a safer jail. How is prison safer than a jail? He was in jail. They transferred him to a prison. So I definitely don't think he would be safer at a prison than a jail, beloved. Okay, people are just saying anything at this point.
And then I want to also say to the very people that would say, well, Dr. Matthews, she's not here. No, baby, you don't know what the hell I was doing. Because at the end of the day, I'm here now. The big dog is here now. And people going to be held accountable in these streets. And one thing that I want to lay out, because I know y'all didn't know nothing about this, since what I was told by some of the court watchers, they would bring information to me and tell me how the DA was talking in that hearing, would tell me how the judge was moving in that hearing, right? Well, baby, I got some tea on them in the bag of evidence. Baby, this is the hammer bag of evidence. So, hold this for me, brother.
Well, I basically bought this roof over the.
And just so you all know, someone else claims to have some tea on them too. We're going to get into his video right after this.
See, I ain't come out here to play. Bring it on. I came out here, since you over here want to call this boy a murderer, then we're gonna take the covers off you. Ain't no way in hell that you need to be a damn DA with this foolishness.
I bet you she's about to talk about those sexual harassment charges that I told you. I told you all about both of the DAs, the DA and his assistant. Okay, and they paid 1.75 million. Okay, the insurance paid it, and they had the women change their accusations from sexual harassment to retaliation. That was one of the conditions of them giving the settlement. But let's continue, because I went and dug up all the dirt I could on them. Pay attention.
Did you know? Hold this, please.
I got you.
That there is a 75-page federal lawsuit for sexual harassment of the DA that was saying that Karmelo Anthony is a murderer, where you need to be a registered sex offender, sucker.
I'm so glad she's saying this so that everybody hears it. Because when I was telling people this, some of the minions on TikTok were like, oh, you're lying. That's not even true. I said, look it up. The paperwork is out there.
Let me read.
We ain't know that.
The pot calling the kettle black cow, but you the whole DA out here. Oh, so you thought y'all was the only one that can go in PACES. And let me explain to you what PACES is. PACES is the database for federal lawsuits. See, we have a research team, baby, that's colder than the media. So let me go ahead and read a little bit of it, show you how disgusting this joke is.
It's serious.
After Jane Doe 1 refused defendant Willis, ain't that his name, Greg Willis? Oh, okay. Advances at the Galveston TDCAA conference, he treated her quite differently in the workplace. He began demeaning and berating her. In one closed-door meeting, he told her, you think like a child, and I would treat you like a child. Defendant Willis likely appreciated the gender slurring that is implicit in a male supervisor telling a female employee that she thinks like a child. Oh, wait a minute, it gets better. Hold on. More than once, she tried to break free, but he held her tighter. These physical encounters were unwanted and sexual in nature. Jane Doe 1 eventually put in for a position in the Victim Assistance Division and got it in December 2020. This role put her under the supervision of Chief Prickle. However, the unwanted touches and full frontal hugs with moaning continued. The most recent of the sexualized hugs back in April 2022. We got a damn freak for the DA, but you want to talk about Karmelo Anthony? No, we're gonna talk about you, because if you want to sit up here and go do this rocket docket type case, well, we're gonna rocket docket your ass, because you need to be in jail. You do not need to be a DA here. But see, this is what they don't tell you. That's why you got to research your people, who you're voting for. And I'm going to say this to the Republican Party. Republican Party, y'all need to write somebody else in. Because this man here is a sexual deviant. And he has no place being a DA here in Collin County. And if you want to see this lawsuit, you can go to my Houston Stringer page or Night Sun TV. We're going to drop the whole 75 pages so you can read it for yourself. And there's some sick puppy foolishness in here. But he's DA though. Oh, okay. Let me see. Yeah.
And let's not forget that Jeff Metcalf also is an S offender. Okay, I showed you all the paperwork last year. Okay, let's continue.
But then we took it a step further. Hold that for me. Hello. We took it a step further because anytime we pull court documents, my legal team will put it in an audit, and it'll give a psychological background of the defendant. Y'all want to hear it? Yeah. I can't hear you. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we have predatory behavior patterns of District Attorney Greg Willis. The complaint outlines an administrative pattern where DA Willis routinely leveraged his immense legal and professional power, including his authority to refer individuals for indictment and control criminal investigations, to isolate and exploit female employees. Oh, he enforces strict closed-door policies using forested glass office doors to maintain total occupancy. Across multiple independent plaintiff accounts, Willis repeatedly utilized identical operational pretexts to force unwanted physical contact. He frequently claimed he needed help with an electronic document to draw female staff behind his desk, subsequently tapping them in chairs, massaging their shoulders, stroking their limbs, and forcing full frontal body hugs while rubbing their lower backs, audibly moaning. He explicitly framed his actions as personal compulsions, telling staff, sometimes I can't help myself. When he near to them, and blaming their appearance for the lack of professional control. That's the DA we got in here. That's the DA who did this to Karmelo Anthony. So y'all ain't know that, huh? Oh, y'all didn't? Okay. It did. So let me tell you about, let me get another one. Hold on, it's more, baby. It's more stuff. It's more stuff. Now, I want to give credit to North Carolina The Beat, which is another, Black journalist that we all work together. All us people, activists, journalists, we work together. And I thank him for giving us this information, and we confirmed all of it. However, Judge Roach, now I'm on your avenue. Okay? Did y'all know that there's a third-party website? Because y'all know I deal with judicial accountability, right? Y'all know I bring them judges and I slang them when they dirty, right? So there's a third party that I want you all to be able to go to. And I'm going to make sure that we put it in the article so you can use that as a resource. Because whatever court you go to in the United States that deal with family and children, you need to know who's on this list. And this is a list of child abuse judges.
Why are women everywhere choosing Abby X, the new tummy tuck?
As of, this is child abuse judges, and this comes from the childabusejudges.com. Yeah. See, you don't know until you know, right? Okay. So as of 12/22/2025, 1,400 plus judges have been accused of child abuse. Many judges 2 to 6 times. So let's see what state we got Texas up with, because this is all of them. But I'm just going to show y'all Texas. Let's see who name on here.
Receipts.
You're right, Greta.
Oh yeah, here you go. My Versace glasses kind of got in the way. But Judge John Roach Jr. is on that list. And this is the same judge that convicted Karmelo. So you know what they say. Don't throw rocks living in a what? Glass house. So you need to know who is governing you guys. Because if you don't, how do you know how to move? That's why elections is important. You need to know who you're voting for. Y'all over here putting sex offenders in here, child abuse judges in here, and you wonder why you can't move 2 steps forward and you got to take 2 steps back, and then they turn around and take your kids from you. Then they turn around and have your ass going to TDCJ for over 30 years. But that's what you got in this county here. So what I want to leave to the people of Collin County is this. DFW surrounding areas. We got to mobilize. We got to mobilize. We got to stop fighting each other, and we got to start fighting fire with fire. We have to let these people know that we would not tolerate this egregious activity that they're doing to our people. We would not tolerate it. So I did not come out here to rah-rah. I came out here to tell truth to power.
Thank you.
So you know who you dealing with in here. See, while you going and getting in that Jordan line, you better get in that voting line.
That's right.
When you over there on that stripper pole, you better get to that voting pole.
That's right.
Because at the end of the day, who they affect locally is y'all. So do I got any questions for the meeting? Because I got time today. I got time today. I sure do.
The people that are not in higher power like you guys, what do you want us to do as the people? Do we keep? I'm a blogger, so what do we just?
No, what you do, you continue being a blogger. You continue shining the light. But what you have to do, you have to ensure whatever that you put in, that it is credible. Because you damage your credibility, you damage everything.
That's
yes.
right.
I know that you have a lot of problems with the trial and the way it went down.
Yes.
What is your biggest problem with it that you feel like discredits the entire trial?
Who was conducted it from the beginning? And then who was the one that was convicting? Who was the one that was calling the shots? I got a problem with these people. You know, I actually have a problem with this. I have a problem, like I'm going to repeat this again. This was a modern day live lynching. This was from the very beginning that this young man was doing. That's why we were working behind the scenes, because this time we finna get in front of this.
What are you doing now in terms of trying to help with an appeal or be involved?
What we're doing now at this stage is trying to help the family to get the right, proper legal representation.
Yes.
We giving them names, and they need to be able to pick who they want. I'm not going to just say, no, you take this lawyer here, and then this lawyer get over here and do what these lawyers did. And just sold this child up the river. Now, am I in agreement with anybody losing their life? Absolutely not. But I'm also in agreement of accountability, because accountability breeds responsibility. And it's our responsibility as a community and as me as an activist to call it out. Because when you don't shine a light to it, it's going to continue. That's why y'all need to know who we dealing with in here. And I'm not done digging up all the rest of these judges. Whoever else, we're not done.
What else will you be doing to?
I'm sorry?
What else will you be doing besides this event here today?
I'm just gonna say this. You just stay tuned. You just stay tuned, because I'm not giving the gameplay.
Don't believe me,
Just stay tuned. Because see, you have a lot of people, and not to be disrespectful, my brother, you have a lot of people that do this, but don't put no action. So I'm telling you, watch the action play, because it's coming. Any other questions?
Have you been made aware of the video that's supposed to be at the?
This is a new gadget. It's called Fixed, and basically
that shows Karmelo being jumped.
Well, see, that right there, ma'am, I'm not trying to retry nothing with the case. What we're going to do, we're going to let the appeal process deal with that. That's why we need the best lawyers who going to go and get that, who going to go and get what's supposed to be done.
Yeah, she's not even going to speak on the video, because they want to have that video, the full video, okay, where it shows him being jumped. They want to have that for the appeals. That's going to make all the difference, because that was not shown in the court. Okay, now Ashkan said, who is this awesome lady? That is Dr. Candice Matthews, okay? She is a Texas activist, and she stands on business, her and Quanell X.
That's what we do. I'm sorry?
Are you going to help the family financially?
No, it's gonna be the entire United States that's gonna help, because they're gonna have, it's gonna be everybody. We all gonna galvanize behind this. I'm sorry?
What do you think about the photos you've seen released of Karmelo and his prison, attire and things like that? I mean, a lot of people
It hurt. Well, I mean, let's just be clear. Let's be clear. What they do, that's just standard. What they do with sending these pictures out to try to paint this child to be a bad person. But you notice what they didn't put out was when he saved the child from drowning.
That's right.
Because we had that news article, and I put that out, and the whole nation didn't know nothing about it. So I'm like this: if you're gonna tell it all.
That's right.
Tell it all.
You wanted to see his background introduced into this case.
Absolutely. And when you did not have a mitigation specialist on that defense team, this is what you get. This is what you get. And so I'm just going to be real clear, everybody. Now, we got to start, because the fight starts now. Everybody has a strong suit out here. Utilize your strong suit, because the family is going to need us.
Yes.
we need to make sure, one, that if you're a blogger, if you're the news, if you have your own news stations, anyway, anything that's dealing with that caliber, we got to control the narrative, and we have to ensure the narrative is being put out correctly. And when things are not being done right, we got to shine a light to it, period. So any other questions before we conclude this press conference?
I have a question.
Yes.
What advice would you give to our Black community just moving forward with this situation? What advice could we give to our children?
Especially to the online white people who using this opportunity to be racist and call us monkeys.
Okay, so let me just say this. Let me just say this, everybody. I've been called all kind of names from the rooter to the tutor. Okay, what you have to keep in mind is this: don't worry about the distractions. It's distractions. Keep your eyes on the prize. And our prize at this point right now is to get this boy out. Okay? And we got to do everything by step, because keep in mind, we wasn't involved in the process at first. Worried, am I right or wrong? We wasn't. So we're going to be involved with it now, though. And my bloggers, don't y'all stop. Because whatever they can't cover, because they got producers and stuff, whatever they can't cover, you cover it. Send it to me. We're going to get it out there, because I got more followers than them anyway. That's what we're going to do. Any other questions? Okay, so that one right there, and then you know what else happened with that lawsuit? He didn't even file an answer, honey. So that let you know he a freak.
Why would money even be involved?
Can't control your sexual urges. What's wrong with you? You need Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Thank y'all. Come on, girl, because I got to go.
Okay. So, can you explain how long kind of a process is going to be?
Hold on. Hold this for me. Hold on. Wait a minute. Child, I got to get my fan for this shit. Because, baby, it's hot. Hold on, child. Let me get my fan, honey. Because I'm not going to be falling out here messing with y'all. Okay, now, repeat your question. I'm sorry.
I'm saying, can you explain to the community how long the process is going to be? Kind of like,
well, see, it would be 1.5 to 2 years possibly. And that's why what I'm saying is that this is going to be an uphill battle. I'm not going to say this is going to be a cakewalk, because it's not. And that's why I keep stressing that this family has to have the creme de la creme ability. Period, point blank, simple. All right?
I have one question.
Yes, ma'am.
In regards to what the media released in regards to his appeal, I noticed that it was just a generic appeal, and it did not include a submission statement.
Because it's by an appointed appellate lawyer. Okay. That's why we putting this out right now. So we can ensure we get the creme de la creme, so we get him off.
So once that is done and you do a new appeal, will you include a submission statement?
Well, see, I'm not a lawyer, so I can't answer that. Okay? So I can't speak on nothing legal about that, baby, because I'm not a lawyer. All I can tell you is what we're finna do as the community and as an activist, and what we're gonna do to help galvanize and help give leverage to that legal team.
Yes. Can I explain what the purpose is of the submission statement?
No, not right now, honey. No. Save that for when we get to the appeal process. Okay. Thank you. All right, I'm not taking no more questions. I'm done, y'all.
Thank you so much.
Thank y'all.
We appreciate you.
So, what we need to say, let's say his name. Karmelo! 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 You coming home, baby. You just hold on. Hold on. Thank you.
Moderators, if you see any trolls, block them
and then
ASAP.
Also, now let me make sure you understand we have another press conference that's coming up that we're doing at noon.
Okay. Now, with that all being said, Austin Metcalf supporters clash with Carmelo Anthony supporters. Okay, let's go to this clip. This was posted yesterday by the New York Post. Likes up, everyone. Please don't forget to like and share. Thank you in advance. I just find it very interesting and quite frankly suspicious that they transferred Melo to the prison already. And then we're now hearing, I showed you all the video this morning. For anyone who missed the previous broadcast, you may want to go back and watch that at your leisure. But there was a guy that did a video that said there is a hit out on Melo at the prison by the Aryan Nation. Now, I can't substantiate that, but that's what he said he was told. And it's interesting that they've already transferred him to the prison.
Get back! Back up. And you will never be in Congress ever. You will never go to Congress. You will never go to.
Okay, he wanted to get camera time. There's plenty of cameras and plenty of blogs. He wanted camera time, so he walked his. Oh Lord, excuse me. Black through here. Came over here, gave everybody his address. We don't give a you live off Jefferson. That's in the motherfucking hood. We in Collin County. He gave everybody his address. And so when we all got over here, he pushed that man twice, almost down to the floor. Let me tell you something. Ain't we out here? Because y'all claim a pushed another and he self-defended. This is already out of control. It's over national news, local news, all kind of news. And you're a black man out here putting your hands on folks.
And you know that guy's name?
I don't know his name.
The pink shirt, is he still out here?
His name is Ratchet TV or
Why
something.
call my Uncle Tom? Oh, Ratchet TV
He's
got
in
shot?
support.
Hold on, Hetty. I deleted your comment. Listen, no one, be sure you're not putting anything inappropriate in the chat. Don't use any racially charged terms or any of those things or whatever. I know you might be upset or whatever, but don't use any of those, okay? We don't do that on here. Okay, let's continue.
That's fine. You support whoever you want to. I am not a racist, and I do not tell people what their beliefs should be.
Murder, they saying murder, they saying murder. They saying murder, they saying no manslaughter, they saying murder. I thought it was manslaughter too. They saying guilty of murder on Fox right now. They saying guilty of murder.
Has it not been announced?
Yeah. Don't believe everything you hear.
I know it. That's true.
And then they want us to hold down and all the way to
Texas has stand your ground law, penal code, 9.31, 9.32. He had no reason to retreat. You don't have to retreat. Understand your ground. He had a right to be there. He was not the aggressor. This whole thing been racist. It was supposed to be a public court. They had a private court, all white jury.
As long as there's accountability and justice served, man, that's just what I'm looking for. You know, I don't think we can set a precedent anywhere. If you come up, push me or shove me, that I can just automatically reach for a knife and, you know, murder you.
let me tell you something. He said he doesn't think they should set a precedent anywhere that if I push you or shove you, you can come up with a knife and stab me. Now, see, that's the thing. They don't want Black people to feel as though we can protect and defend ourselves from them because they do those sorts of crimes all the time. Okay, and they absolutely get away with pleading self-defense. So the precedent has already been set for them to do that, just not us. Okay, just not us, because we're supposed to feel that we're in a catch 22, that we can't defend ourselves against them, so we have to sit there and take it. But then if you do defend yourself, you might end up in prison.
I believe in self-defense, don't get me wrong, proportional, but I just don't think, because this would end up setting a precedent right here, in my opinion.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and end this. I want to go to this woman, the liar. Okay, that lying woman, Sarah Fields, because now she's coming out trying to say that the video that I showed you all this morning with Jeff Metcalf talking trash about Black people and slavery and all of that, saying we play the victim, calling Karmelo a watermelon felon. She said that he was being sarcastic, that it was taken out of context. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, here we go.
For everyone in my comment section trying to say that the video of Jeff Metcalf calling Carmelo Anthony a watermelon felon is fake, I want you to meet Sarah Fields.
Now I want you all to pay attention because the MAGA crew is out here trying to say that that was a AI video. He was on live on TikTok. He was literally on a live. It was not AI. Okay, please pay attention. These people will do anything and everything to try to paint their own narrative.
Sarah Fields is sharing that that is in fact a real clip. It is her interview, but it's being taken out of context. He meant it in a way that was supposed to let people know that he's actually not. It was a joke, and he was being sarcastic because that makes it better.
If it was a joke, and he did say it was a joke, he said, I got a new joke or a new name for him. And he said, watermelon felon. Now, let me answer this question. Evelyn says, Queen, why are they not requesting for him to be out while he's on appeal for his case? I'm sure they did, beloved, but the chances of him getting that appeal, pay attention. Look at all the stuff they're doing. They're not going to let him be out here walking around free while there's an appeals process, because appeals can sometimes take years. So they definitely were not going to allow him to walk free. But mind you, the young white man, or the 16-year-old that assaulted his own stepsister and murdered her on a cruise, well, they sent him home because they said he should be home with his family until the trial starts. So that's how they do. When you have the complexion for the protection, there's no way they were going to let Carmelo be out on appeal, especially with a murder conviction, beloved. That's how they do. I'm sure they did request it. Nia says, thanks, Queen. Well, thank you, beloved, for your kind contribution. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings.
That makes it okay? Sarah Fields is on the internet asking people for money to support a defamation of character lawsuit that she filed against people who are affiliated with Carmelo Anthony. Because according to her, they're spreading misinformation about her ex-husband, something about her ex-husband doing something to her daughter and being in jail. I don't know. But she's saying that there's not a lot of truth to it, and so she's suing him. It's okay for us to acknowledge that the apples didn't fall far from the tree. Okay? It's okay for us to acknowledge that only somebody who had that in their heart would make a joke or be sarcastic about something like that.
And we've already heard that Austin and Hunter were racist and used the N-word. And I'm sure that they did. Now, before I wasn't so sure, but after I heard the father call Carmelo a watermelon felon, I absolutely believe they said it. They're just as racist as their no good father, okay, who was a poor excuse for a parent, which is why they turned out the way they did, if you ask me. Now, that's just my opinion. So I'm going to go to this news report from News Nation, where they talk about how Carmelo broke down. And then we're going to go to these accusations. Now, mind you, I cannot substantiate anything this man is going to say, but he said some things about Jeff Metcalf. Okay, so I'm going to play that video after this report. Likes up, everyone, please. Don't forget to like and share. Also, make sure you double check to ensure that you're still subscribed, especially if you have not been receiving notifications.
He broke down and he cried. He broke down and he cried.
How do you know that?
He broke down. She was in there with him.
Hold on one second.
Be on camera. She broke down and cried.
So explain to me what the
When
woman
they
inside.
came back with the verdict, he broke down and he cried. Somber. That family nurse not good. That boy's not good. You been in there. I done talked to you before. You been in there. That boy smiled. That boy broke down and cried. They done fucked up the rest of this boy's life.
When you're out here and you see all these people, you've been here every day. I know. When you hear that verdict read, I saw you break down to the ground. What's going through your heart? What's going through your head right now?
Why do we have to care anymore? Why are we even here? To be honest, why are we here? What are we here for? Because if we take up for ourselves, we go to jail. If we don't, we die. So it's a catch-22 in this situation. What do you want us to do? What do you want us to do at this point? What? I'm lost for it. I don't know what to do. I got 5 boys. I don't know what. I ain't got nothing to tell them no more. You can't walk away no more.
Rest in peace, Trayvon Martin. Let me ask you this. Right now, I hear the frustration. Are you more angry or more sad as to what just happened?
I'm angry and I'm hurt. I'm angry because you were in there. I was in there too. Those witnesses were lying on him. You got the judge friends with the prosecutor. Let's start there. The judge was falling asleep. Some juries was falling asleep and didn't even have a damn notepad. Y'all didn't take this shit seriously.
All right, Austin, come this way because it looks like the crowd is moving, and we're just gonna.
Let me tell you why they didn't have notepads. Now, they may not have had notepads because maybe the judge didn't allow them to, because when I looked up Texas law and whatnot, it said that they could have notepads, but it would be up to the judge's discretion. So maybe the judge told them they couldn't have notepads. I don't know. But I did hear from several people that some of the jurors were nodding off. And I also feel like they didn't properly want notepads or need them because they already have made up their mind from day one, because they came back in less than 3 hours. But let's continue.
Connell, stay with us. Yep. As the crowd kind of goes this way, we're just going to kind of make sure come this way. So, excuse me, sir, is this the Anthony family?
Yeah. We love y'all.
So, Connell.
I want to go talk to them. They're going to go over there in the grass.
Okay.
Not out here in the road.
So it looks like family is leaving right now.
You did a damn good job representing him.
So this is the Anthony family representation. Connell, he's been speaking on behalf of the family. I got you, Connell.
I was going to say, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to have this conversation now, but if you are going to have it here, I thought it was going to be a different location. Let's just listen live to this. And then Rich McHugh in a moment has a Metcalf family statement that'll put some more context. But this is on the Karmelo Anthony side, just out of the courthouse. All right, go ahead, X. Sorry, brother.
So that I can be able to.
I'm going to duck down. I'm going to duck down.
I will say this one time, and one time only. I speak on behalf of myself, Minister Dominique Alexander. I speak on behalf of myself as president of the Next Generation Action Network. The Next Generation Action Network wanted to respect this process, to be able to make sure that nobody said that the Next Generation Action Network is this process, feared in this process. But what this process did is shown that Black lives do not matter in Collin County. It showed us that time and time in American history, it has shown emotions. It put emotions over the law. After Trayvon Martin and so many countless names, it has shown us that Black life is not safe in Collin County. It showed us that they did not listen to the law. It showed clearly that a judge interfered in this process. It showed very clearly that a black boy was allowed, not one black soul on a jury. An all white jury convicted him in 2 to 3 hours. We know that they did not prove their case. They are currently sentencing Karmelo Anthony, but we know that the Next Generation Action Network put the first $10,000 towards an appellate attorney. And we will fight Collin County like hell. I respected this process. I allowed and called for peace in this process. But Black America should be very upset about what went on today.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right now.
Okay, Black people are absolutely upset. Now, with that being said, we're going to go to this guy. He's an attorney. I do believe he's an attorney. Hold on. He's talking about Karmelo Anthony has 2 very strong grounds for appeal and many others as well. So let's get into it. Definitely there are grounds for an appeal. Okay, inadequate counsel, an all-white jury, the judge possibly being friends with the prosecution and the defense. Let's get into it. Lights up, everyone, please like and share.
Karmelo Anthony has 2 very strong bases for appeal in the conviction yesterday, where he was sentenced to 35 years for murder, for first-degree murder. These are just the 2 right off the top of my head that come out. Now, a number of other bases for appeal would certainly need to be filed, but I think the first 2 are crucial. And I'd say the first one, a lot of the evidentiary rulings, if not all of them, are suspect as a result of this, all that went against the defense. And the first one is the fact that the prosecutor and the judge were friends with the father of the victim. That is documented. It was on the father's Facebook page, pictures of them all together at a social gathering, drinking together. That is.
Now, you all hear that? Now, this man's confirming it. Now, that means that the judge just sat up there and lied during that interview. And I mean, I felt like he was lying anyway, but let's continue.
Is a highly problematic event, series of events. I don't know how many times they were, but it is a major, major problem because it casts a pall over all evidentiary rulings. And when you're in an appellate case, you're trying the appellate judge or the trial judge, and the trial judge made an atrocious error by even being the judge in this case and letting the prosecutor try this case.
Let me say this also. If you all remember during the Ahmaud Arbery case, okay, the perpetrator, the father that was accused, okay, now he was friends with the DA and the judge. And so both the DA and the judge recused themselves from the case because it's a conflict of interest. And that's what this judge should have done if these allegations are in fact true.
All kinds of problems with it. It casts everything is in doubt as a result of that, down to the rulings, the jury instructions. Cases have been, many cases, as they should be, have been overturned on the basis of incorrect jury instructions or jury instructions that were not given. They're just myriad problems that exist with that. And the second major issue for appeal is the fact that the prosecutor systematically excluded all Black jurors. There were no Black jurors. That is a major problem. It is blatantly unconstitutional. It shows a systematic and systemic racial bias of the prosecutor, and the judge didn't do anything about it, which goes back to the first problem, that he was a biased judge, was a bump on a log, was a dumb fuck judge, and screwed the whole goddamn thing up. Shouldn't even be on the bench, is a substandard judge. There are all kinds of problems with it. He should be taken off, he shouldn't be on the bench. Corrupt judge. That's what I'd be arguing. Lots of support for that. So I think there's going to be a new trial at some point, and I think the trial should be somewhere like Houston or Dallas or somewhere where there's a fairer jury and where there's a judge who's not biased and a prosecutor that's not some yokel who doesn't give a shit about justice and only wants to get a conviction, and a jury that doesn't deliberate for about an hour on a murder case. It's just disgusting. Karmelo Anthony has two very strong bases for appeal in the conviction.
Okay, so let's go to this video where this guy's talking about a race war. Things are really getting heated up. And then next we're going to go to the video where this guy makes accusations against Jeff Metcalf. And I don't know if the accusations are true or not, but I'm going to let you all hear what he had to say. Likes up, everyone. Please don't forget to like and share. Thank you in advance.
And go back to the original video, you will understand. Y'all listen to this white supremacist right quick. Tap that comment, go back to the original video, you will understand. Now, that is a comment on the race war video where I beg people to stop trying to push for a race war that you can't win, and that's the response I get. Why the fuck y'all always want to poke the bear? Like, do you realize we lost 600,000 plus white people freeing your people? What the fuck do you think's going to happen if you come after our people? Hold on, let me go in.
Before he goes in. Thank you, Hetty, for your kind words, beloved, and for your contribution to the channel. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings. Let me say this. He said, y'all need to stop pushing for a race war. When has any black people ever come out and said anything about a race war? Now, I want you all to pay attention because this is what racist white people do. Specifically, what they do is they start something and then sit back and act as though the other people are the provocateurs, as if the other people are the ones inciting something that they actually want. We've not said anything about a race war. We're not even out there fighting, protesting, and acting a fool or any of that, rioting or none of the things. Okay, I'm sorry. We've already decided what we're going to do. We're going to fight for Karmelo Anthony. We're going to boycott if need be. But the bottom line is we're not the ones asking for a race war. They are. And the fact of the matter is how you know it's them is because they even got the win, but they're still burning crosses. They're still shooting up black people's cookouts. Okay, the hate is coming from them, not us. Okay, but let's continue.
On this white boy right quick. First of all, it's your people always talking about a race war. Secondly, we've been in a race war. We just haven't been responding properly. Thirdly, it's not about winning or losing. It's about causing the permanent destabilization of America. Let that sink in. Fourthly, your people didn't die trying to free us. Your people died trying to save the damn union, and the other people died trying to uphold white supremacy. Lincoln said if he could have saved the union without freeing the slaves, he would have done so. So, homeboy, you either lying or you don't know American history. The South was about to move away from the North because they was charging them, paying them their taxes. They had already had another route that was going to remove the raw goods. They already had back in front of French. You either don't know American history or you just straight up lying. But go on. You come after our people. Not the brightest. Also, key fact here, you are outmanned, outgunned, and outtrained. It's time to put your fucking pride away. You are literally writing checks your ass can't. He said we're outgunned and outmanned. Let me tell you something. You're outmanned in all these urban cities. Y'all mostly reside in rural and suburban areas. Do you realize how vulnerable white people would be in all these major cities, these democratic cities? They would be slaughtered. So stop it, man. And another thing, man, don't scare tactics don't work. We've seen people like y'all, how y'all act under pressure, man. So all that tough talk, man, everybody tough until they get hit in their damn mouth. And like I said, man, people like you, I could die with pride, knowing that I get to take a white supremacist out. See, you be dying to uphold white supremacy. I'd be dying for freedom, justice, equality, love, peace, and happiness, food, clothing, and shelter. So let that see. To shoot a target at 300 meters with hard sights, one shot, one kill. And see, you're taught to hold down the trigger, unload a 30-round mag until some poor child 3 blocks over gets hit. We ain't the fucking same. And honestly, I really don't see how you find the time to sit here and try to start a race war with white people when you're too busy killing your own fucking people.
Now, I find it interesting that he's acting as though we're trying to start the race war, but we're not the ones doing these type of videos, instigating and calling for violence. We're not the ones doing it. It's them. Okay, please pay attention. But let's continue.
Every day. How dare you trying to talk about black people killing in the city? Y'all need to worry about these two things: your birth rate. Your death rate is higher than your birth rate. Y'all account for 77.7% of all the deaths here in America, and your birth rate is just at 53%. And another thing, y'all are dying at an alarming rate from the fentanyl opioid violence. Y'all deaths are 2.5 times higher than our homicide rate. Just in 2023, y'all had over 67,000 white people who died from fentanyl opioid violence. So when we talk about violence, we die from gunshots, and y'all dying from overdose violence. So death is death. You talk all this stuff because you feel like, and you think that you're going to have the local PDs and the military to back out. The military can't be everywhere. There's over 45 to 48 million foundational black Americans here in the wilderness of North America, and we run all the major cities, so they wouldn't be able to contain. And if they would try to remove some of these soldiers abroad, that would make all they posts internationally vulnerable from the foreign enemies. And another thing, you got to realize something. If a race war pop off, I want you to factor this in. All the sleeper cells who've been waiting on this, guess what they're going to attack? The two things they're going to attack the sleeper cells: the power grids and our water supplies. So I want you to factor that in, man. You just be talking and you think that all that blah, blah, blah means something to us, man. We don't care about winning or losing. It's about calling the permanent destabilization of America. We're all going to either be equally comfortable or equally uncomfortable. You decide.
I love the way he said it. Okay, you decide. We're all going to be equally comfortable or equally uncomfortable. Okay, period. Now, let's get into this video of what this guy said about Jeff Metcalf. Okay, he claims to know all of these people, and he had a whole lot to say. Now, mind you, I can't clarify or verify any of this, but we're going to listen to it anyway.
Happy Thursday morning. How's everybody doing? So, Jeff Metcalf, boy, I tell you what, he got a lot of nerve. I'm not going to sit there and say what I now know to be a fact, but I'm just going to say this. I got you, Hoss. I got you. And it's already in the works for you, the judge, and the prosecutors. See, when somebody has alcohol problems, they like to run their mouth too much. So they didn't know how to truthfully answer the best way of a direct question earlier, did they? Mr. Metcalf, you a racist also. I heard everything you said. What kind of military veteran you call yourself? Let me tell you something, Mr. Metcalf. Back in the day when I was in the Army, and I knew you was who you are right now, and who you've always been, I'd have whooped your ass. You got a lot of nerve to be talking about African-American people like you just did a while ago. Hey, Sarah Fields, you got a lot of nerve to be sitting with that man, or however y'all did your interview. But that's all right. I've already made one important phone call to a very damn good friend of mine in Texas. Now I want to ask a question. How the fuck did this incident take place in Denton, Texas, but the trial was moved to Collin County, but that there was never a change of venue filed in the case? Oh, I know why. It's called that fucking redneck fucking judicial style shit down there. Because see, I'm just gonna tell y'all, the photo floating around with Metcalf and you know who, that shit ain't fake. That shit ain't AI. I can't tell you how I know for a fact right now. But I'm gonna tell y'all, this shit's for real. This shit is some serious shit. They never filed for a change of venue. No. That case was to be held in Denton County, Texas, not Collin County. But I'm gonna tell you what's up. When the dad of the person that lost their life is friends with somebody that's very good friends with the judge, Roach, and good friends with the prosecutors, where the fuck you think they moved the case to for? Why you think they put the case in the other county? Y'all some sorry-ass motherfuckers, man. Let me tell you something. I may not have went to law school, but I'm damn sure smart enough to nail your asses to a blackboard. And like I said, I've already made one phone call, and I'm getting ready to make another first thing in the morning. It doesn't matter whether or not he may have committed manslaughter. What matters is this kid never fucking got a proper procedural due process trial. And he's got a judge. He's got prosecutors faced with him. Why, they friends with a dad's friend of the deceased. What the fuck? In case y'all didn't know, Metcalf does not have to be friends with the judge and friends with the prosecutor. Just him being friends with someone that's friends with them. I wonder if there's any photos of them all having beer together and playing fucking golf too. But I'm gonna tell you this. Cell phone data. Who was at whose places? Who was it synced, y'all, with their cell phones right around each other? That means y'all railroaded this kid, and you even moved it from one county to another. I never knew that it was Denton County. I just knew that they called it Frisco. I never looked at the county.
Now I'm confused because he keeps saying that it happened in Denton County, but I don't think so, because when I did the research, it says that the Q Kendall, David Q Kendall place where they had the track meet, it says that it is actually in Collin County, but Denton is very close, I guess. But let's continue.
But I always knew that it was Frisco, Texas, where the incident took place. That's Denton County. That's not Collin County. The incident took place in Denton, not Collin County. That's crazy. But again, y'all, they were supposed to have Texas State Police immediately investigate. When have we ever seen something go down at a school where you only have local police involved? This shit's fucked up. You know, if I didn't know any better, it made me wonder if all this wasn't done on purpose to try to make a huge divide coming up to these elections. But I'm going to tell you this. I seen everything Metcalf said. And I'm just going to say this too. He got fucking recorded for everything he said. He was recorded for it all. Mello was moved to a different prison because they thought another prison was not safe enough for him. Look it up. He was moved to a different prison tonight. Y'all, please pray for this kid. And so many of you fail to understand. It's not that we don't have passion for the loss of life, but we have a right to feel that this kid deserves proper, true, adequate justice. And I have a reason to believe that the defense attorney trashed the case on purpose. And even I could pick different pieces and show you that he definitely didn't give him a proper defense like he was required to do to the best of his legal ability. Under ethic law, under ethics standards, he was required to represent that kid the best that he could once he signed a retainer and announced his representation to the case. There you go, Dean. See, Dean? Y'all pass it out there to Dean for me. Get it to him. Let him see this video. I'm not as damn legally dumb as you thought I am, or that you try to tell people. I could have provided a way better defense for Mello than this bitch that represented him. But somebody's got some serious explaining to do why they moved this case from where the incident took place. Somebody's got some serious explaining to do how the judge and the prosecutors are friends with a friend of the fucking dad of the deceased. This is some trashy, shady shit. This ain't right. This ain't right at all. Not here in America, these United States, it ain't right. The judicial system was formed to protect your rights, not violate the motherfuckers. I don't care what color you are. You're equal to the same protective due process as every individual. Even if you're fucking guilty, you still are entitled to your full procedural due process. And as I sat back and watched this case where I kept my mouth shut from way back when the incident happened, and I was with Melo back then. Yeah, I was. I got kicked out of Alive. I got a real good friend of mine who lives across the Bay Bridge that was mad at me, but she knows my character. She stayed friends with me. And I respect her and her family as well. So I was with Melo back then. So anybody want to try to say, oh, he's race-based, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't need followers on this motherfucker. I can tote my shit just fine. My followers went flying up when I started doing my karaoke lives. So you can go on somewhere with that bullshit, Dean. But the bottom line is this. I don't see color. I see true justice for all. I know how to take the feelings out. I know how to take everything and put it aside and look at a case. And when I see that I feel a kid like this is being railroaded as bad as they did him, I mean, these motherfuckers even turned around and locked him up the same night with sentencing. They didn't let him get a one-night good night's sleep and a meal the next day before they come back to court. No, hell no. The judge calls everybody back to court last night or the night before because we're in the Thursday now. Y'all, this is some straight up bullshit, man. Straight up bullshit. And then you wonder why the African Americans out there are so fucking pissed and angry. Hey, you know what, African Americans? I'm not so sure about my Trump support anymore. I'm really not. So I'll tell you what. Go vote for that Tallarico and get rid of them fucking sorry-ass Republicans down there. Because Greg Abbott and them knew that this judge was required to recuse himself. Oh, see, a governor has way more power than one may think. Greg Abbott was required to make him step down because guess what I found? It was announced way back then about a potential conflict of interest. And the judge refused to recuse himself. But nobody knew about the prosecutors being friends with the dad's friend. Maybe that's why we had so many witnesses go up on the stand line. Man, I'm gonna have y'all's law degrees fucking stripped from you motherfuckers.
He said, I'm gone. He better watch his back. Okay, he better watch his back, honey, because he's making some very strong accusations. Okay, making some strong accusations. So it seems to me that Frisco is partially Collin County, maybe the east, I want to say, and then part of it is Denton. That's what it looks like on here. But they say that the Huey Kendall Stadium where the incident occurred is in Collin County. So I don't know why he's saying that they didn't apply for a change of venue, because it says David Huey Kendall Stadium is actually located in Collin County, Texas, not Denton County. It is situated at 6950 Stadium Lane in Frisco, Texas, and serves as a primary athletic venue for Frisco ISD. So it seems like he got that mixed up. I don't know, but I find this all very interesting. There's definitely going to be an appeal. And, I think that he's going to win his appeal. And then also, like this man said, they did everything so quickly. Everything was so rushed. Now, some people are speculating that the reason for the rush is because they knew that people were going to find out about the friendship between the judge, the DA, and Jeff Metcalf. And so they were trying to hurry up and get this thing over with. The judge wanted it done so quickly. He'd even told the jurors that if they didn't come to a conclusion during their deliberation in that one day, then they would be sequestered until they did. So they came back really quickly. They had Melo, they even gave the sentence in the same day, sent him straight to jail, and then already transferred him to a prison when it usually would take 30 days. Like, why is everything being so rushed? This is all shady as hell. Okay, so anyway, with that all being said, General Zach said Denton is the larger county. Okay. Just Anticipate said, I hope this judge loses his reelection. He's not running for reelection, beloved. He's retiring in about 6 months. Okay, he's retiring in about 6 months. JR said conflict of justice. Okay, Scoop says they traumatized Karmelo. He's going to need a lot of love, support, and counseling. Absolutely. Can you imagine defending yourself, fighting for your life, okay, against 3 or 4 big goons, and now you're the one sitting in jail? It's all crazy. So anyway, I'm going to conclude the broadcast, but I had some stuff about the Asian ban. We're going to talk about that in the morning. Okay, I'm not going to do that now because I'm trying to keep this video less than 2 hours. All right, these videos are getting longer and longer. Okay, so with that all being said, listen, I will see you all in the morning. Make sure you're still subscribed because you know that they unsubscribe people when you're shadow banned like myself and a few others. Okay, so I appreciate you all. Thanks for the donations, the Cash App donations, the super chats and all of that. And I will see you all in the morning. Until then, beloveds, each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now.
That's
See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me?